In this video, I'm going to show how to ensure the types of path parameters and why you would want to do this. So again, I will fork the previous version, FastAPI 4, and I'm going to add a README in here so I don't have to keep on typing this all from scratch. And I'll go back to main.py. I'm going to add another route. Now this route will start off like the coin route. So we'll curly brace coin ID. But it's also going to add another path parameter called owned. And this will be the amount of the coin that is owned. So you don't have to own 1, 2, or 3 bitcoins. You can own a fraction of a bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. And this one will be async def get total coin price. And that will expect the coin ID. It will also expect owned. Then we need to get the coin price again, which will be get CoinGecko price for the coin ID. And then the message is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be price of owned coin ID. And then we'll show the coin price times owned. All right, save that. Over here to the README. Go into the shell, paste this, and start the server. Click this button to pop it into a new window, and go to the docs. Now, get total coin price has 2 required parameters now. So say Bitcoin, and what do we want? Let's say 1/2 of a Bitcoin. And execute. Now, it doesn't crash, but instead, it just prints 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, a whole bunch. So why is it doing this? This all has to do with the types of the values of the path parameters. By default, they are strings. So it interprets Bitcoin as a string, which is just fine, but it also interprets 0.5 as a string, which is not just fine. And what it's doing over here is it's taking the coin price, which is an integer in this case, and multiplying it by a string. So what it's going to do is just concatenate that string over and over and over and over again. The solution that FastAPI has for this is to use type hints for the path parameters. So what I could do is I could add a type hint here of string, even though it's not really necessary in this case, and the type hint for owned would be float. Now if I go back over here and refresh the documentation, you'll see that coin ID is a string and owned is a number. So let's try this again. I'm going to say Bitcoin and 0.5, hit execute, and now you'll see that the price of 1/2 of a Bitcoin. And makes it pretty, the docs at least make it pretty difficult to put something in here that you shouldn't. Let's just say 1 and execute, and it's not going to allow it. It's going to tell me, hey, you have to put a number in here. Now, what happens if I try to do something like this in HTTP/IE? Let's open up another shell and HTTP, and I'm going to copy my URL and paste it and say Bitcoin slash, well, we'll say if I say 0.5, you'll see that we do get back, oh, what happened here? Oops, forgot the coin. There we go, there's the price of 1/2 Bitcoin. But if I try to put a the word in there, it's going to give me a whole bunch of data here telling me that what happened here is that the message that the value is not a valid float and the location is a path parameter named owned, and it needs to be a float. So that's how you can use type annotations to ensure the types of path parameters in a FastAPI application.